course not. Ain't nobody trying to do that. I don't think I ever done that.
Watch it got the fucking heat.
It's the boiler room.
I ain't never been friendly. Shoot a nigga in his kidney. Let it go till it's empty. Lead the crowd in a frenzy. 36 in the crock pot. A nigga snitch, not a block hot. He mad cause this bitch a thought. She chose me cause the cash drop. Money and family my motivation. I came up from nothing, these niggas hate it. Secure the bag, I demonstrated. I'm on this loud, I'm elevated. The streets been missing the real nigga. The one that's gon' tell them the real nigga. To tell you the truth, I don't feel niggas. To tell you the truth, you ain't real nigga. 100 rounds in the drum. 100 bands made her come. I still get down with the work. I still get down in the dirt, the mud. Vicious was tearing up clubs, yo. I'm in the trap with the dubs, yo. Your bitch was high my drugs, she fucking with us, cause I got the plug, yo. Got more rocks than a Flintstone. Fuck with me, you won't live long. Hey girl, you gotta get gone, cause the next chick about to come home. Looking something like nylon. Ass fat and her hair long. Bad bitch from the projects. Ghost ride whip the Pyrex. Ballin' out like LJ. Showing out like MJ. Traffic hard on the freeway with 420 on replay. Mr. Max so street. All my bitches on fleek. Yeah, the game on me. Now your lames on me. You will never understand a G. Yeah. Every time I'm going live, I'm smoking weed. Yeah. I rep the hill and rep the A13. Yeah. My plug and said I need about 13 keys. All my niggas is solid. Drop offs and deposits. Lame niggas be quiet. You don't want it to get violent. I'm so wavy, no ocean. Always in fast motion. These blood money be dripping. My Benny Hunters be crippin'. When I come around, it's going down. These bitches recognize pimpin'. I don't ride on inches, but I ride with extensions. Old school on Vogue, AC on cold. White chick face tatted up. She get into it like to trap it up. We make it happen out calendar. Crossover like Iverson. Lock the game like a locksmith. Bad boy, no Will Smith. I'm just trying to make a million. Smoking color purple silly. All these niggas like to envy. Cause all the pretty bitches dig me. I be meditating on this medication. High toleration, no ventilation. I'm accelerating, true dedication. Run it up is my occupation. I got juice like pop. Looking like a whole block. So crispy. I ain't fucking with no ops. Foreign bitch, give me top. You will never understand a G. Yeah. Every time I'm going live, I'm smoking weed. Yeah. I rep the hill and rep the A13. Yeah. My plug and said I need about 13 keys. Yeah. What up? Back in the morning, what's going on, y'all? Much love to everybody here on Freestyle Friday. You know what I'm saying? We gonna crank this shit up early. Got my boy in here, Josiah Atchley.
What's going on?
What's up, Joe?
Chilling.
How you doing, bro?
Doing fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah, glad you here today, bro.
Me too, man. It's good to see you again.
Hell yeah. For those who don't know, this is Josiah Atchley.
What's up, everybody?
I don't even know what I would consider your genre. You so soulful, rock and rollful, and he does everything. He got his own business too. So we talking about to an entrepreneur / artist. You know what I'm saying? My boy Joe.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a melting pot genre, man.
Yeah.
I get all over the map. I like to drop different projects in different veins.
Right.
You know, I like to show some versatility off also because I just appreciate a lot of different kind of music. So the itch comes, and I'm like, damn, I gotta tap into that vein a little bit and do
Right,
that.
right.
Because like my last project, you know, I messed with you on it and Coast 420, and it was a like fusion with hip hop and soul rock music.
Yeah, yeah.
And then this next one I'm doing is gonna be more of like contemporary singer songwriter stuff, because I write a lot of music and not all of it actually like matches with the brand and style.
Yeah, yeah.
So I got a little project that I was like, you know what? I got enough songs like this that I think are good that I can just drop a project.
Whole project.
In a whole different kind of style, you know? So I'm pretty excited about that. I just tracked 5 songs, and I got my guitar and vocal stems back and shipped them off to my boy, Jeremiah Baker over in Nashville. And he like lives in like a musician house. Like it's the opposite of like a content house, you know what I mean? It's just a bunch of musicians who live in this house, and they're fucking nasty, dude. And I send it up there, and they send it back all fleshed out. You know? It's a different style project, so I didn't want to go in there and do it with my band because they're on 100, you know what I mean? And this is more like a 30 or 40.
Needed a different vibe.
Yeah. So I sent it out there for the production this
Shout out
time.
to the greater good.
Yeah, shout out to the greater good always.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty interested to see how that goes. It's the first time I tried to do that. On the last project, I just laid my guitar down and my vocals. I sent it over to Golden Styles, you know.
Golden.
And he did the bass and drums and a lot of the production on there.
Yeah.
And then I would send it to some of my musicians if I needed an extra touch or something. But you know how all that came out. It came out nice.
Yeah. Word up,
So what you been on, man?
Man, just
This
staying
podcast,
busy.
right?
Mackin' in the morning. That's what we doing, man. We still dropping music, man, but this the bread and butter right now. We making a transition over to we want to. Sam don't even call it a podcast. We call it a morning show.
Morning show.
Yeah, this is a morning show.
Like
this ain't even a
like
podcast, but we doing this. We still pushing the music. Anything to get to the bag. Anything to get to the bag to keep the family fed and to keep moving on. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it was time for me to move over here. So to help guys like yourself who needs that promotion and push, because we don't really have that here in the 865.
Well, you know you're an entertaining motherfucker, so.
Yeah. I love this shit, Joe.
I be telling you
I love this shit, man.
It gets turned up.
Yeah, I love this shit. So what I've always said with you, especially in the past couple years, you're probably one of the most active artists in the city. Like, you're always booked. You're always doing something. Like you and I'll tell you one other person, Lauren Arp.
Yeah.
Y'all just stay doing shit.
She's outworking me right now, but that's just indirect music.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like, I did all the road dog work already, all the groundwork to get my name out there and have it established. And so once I did that, I kind of switched my tactics up, and instead of just trying to get on any stage, I try to maximize the impact of my time a little more and be very selective with the shows that I take on now, and focus more on networking with other entrepreneurs and other artists who are working with the same mindset, you know, and maximizing online exposure, having a little less in-person time to gain traction and a little more constant attention via the internet.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because, I did start my business, and that did take up a lot of time, but it also increased my budgeting for being able to make content and things like that. So
Right.
I've been working on my home studio setup and trying to get to where I can quickly, create music, and create visuals. And I ain't done with the visual side of thing, but the music side of thing I've got squared away now. So
Got
that's
songs.
why, I got songs, and also I got it to where, and let me tell you, respect all the good engineers out there, bro, because one of the hardest things I've ever tried to do is just get clean, good stems at my house that I can actually use for a record.
It's not easy as I think it is.
Fuck no. So every time I try to do it before, I would end up having to just scratch what I did, go to the studio, do it again, and then take that and send it.
Yeah,
and I finally got over that hurdle.
Figured it out.
So that was nice.
Yeah.
But now it's like it took me like 4 months just to get latency out of my shit.
That's the biggest problems at the home studios. They don't know how to listen, Joe. And I don't mean to cut you out. We got a lot of people come in here and they say they don't want to hear themselves. Yeah. And I'm like, well, why? Because you're going to make the job hard for the engineer. Yeah. And they're like, well, because the voice is always late. I'm like, well, this because the home studios you're going to don't know how to fix that problem.
Yeah.
Your voice isn't supposed to be late.
I don't like to record dry, man.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, you got to have some shit on it.
I need the energy. I need to be able to feel the vibe to be able to perform well.
Right.
If I have a dry vocal coming back into my ear, I just
no motivation.
I can lock in because I'm a vet. I've been doing this a long time, but the joy of working in the studio is not there if I can't have a live sound. Right.
Some reverb, some delay, a little bit of auto-tune or whatever.
Yeah, make me sound good and you can make it perfect later. But
just good enough.
I need some bells and whistles where I can get in my zone.
Right. That comes with a good template, engineers. Got to have a decent little template.
Yeah.
Decent little template, man. Shout out to everybody tuning in this morning on Mack in the Morning. If you're fucking with us, give us some salutes and some black hearts.
What up, Tony?
Got Josiah, Atchley up in this thing. What up, Tony Slew? Brittany, what's going on, little Brit? TBM Boss, Dirty Red, shout out to Dirty Red, PK Dolo, everybody's just now tuning in, Mack in the Morning, Josiah Atchley. So, Joe, what's the how does the process work with you? I met you was doing you and the Greater Good was going strong.
Oh yeah.
And I know right now you kind of handling a lot of production on just on your own, so you can push it out a little faster. What's the process?
Well, originally it was everybody had to go to the studio as a band.
Yeah.
And track. And projects were taking forever.
That's hard, getting everybody together.
Yeah, it was. Because we all grown men, we all have families, we all have jobs, and so on and so forth. At the time, I did not work. I was just doing music, but that made it easy for me, but everybody else was in a different situation. But that shit would take like over a year.
To get a project
done. To get a 5-song project.
5 songs.
And I'm talking about just tracking and pre-mixing. And then
that
I
ain't
would
even
send it off to mix and mastering. And man, when you have a live band recording, your drums alone got like 16 stems.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
that shit would take forever, and it would bust my head. And I was
be in the studio about 12 hours.
Yeah, I'll be spending all type of money to get the project done. And luckily for me, I had a lot of people messing with me, and pretty much all of it got sponsored or funded by somebody. Cause at the time, I was a full-time musician, which was making me enough money to keep a roof over my head and eat. Yeah, but I didn't have no investment money, you know?
All you.
Yeah.
Hustle.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I did a lot of different things to make ends meet in between the good-paying gigs and the bad-paying gigs, you know? But it all worked out, and then I had I had my kids, and when that happened, it's like monetary has to become a priority. Right? So I had to cut back on the gigging and the inconsistency and the time away from home. Ran that for a few years, and that was going really good. And I leveraged that into what I do now, which now I'm in construction sales, right? So I have... Man, let me tell you, shout out to entrepreneurs as well. Because running a small business is not a joke. I'm going to tell you right now. It is time consuming. It's 24/7, 365.
Yep.
And it got to the point where all my kids are getting older. They want to play sports. They want to be in extracurriculars. And I didn't even have the time.
To do that. Yeah.
So basically, I merged with another company, and I get to play with their toys. They get to play with my toys. It's a mutual benefit.
Right.
I get a strong salary with a strong commission, and I don't do nothing but sell work and talk to customers. I packed all my tools up, baby. I retired from the
labor
force.
Yeah. You found a way to make the same money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
working smarter, not harder.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm with Blast Construction now. Shout out to Blast Construction. You know, if anybody needs any homes built, additions, or anything like that, just holler at me and I'll hook you up.
Word up.
But I've already sold them $500,000 in my first 2 months.
Good God.
With a commission off of that. So you can imagine how much easier it is now for me to make my money. But guess why I got that position? I would have never got it in a million years if I hadn't have jumped out, started a business, learned how operations and logistics work in construction, learn how to manage projects and work subs and price jobs, right? And hell, my first year, I ain't never had a migraine in my life.
Yeah.
My first year,
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
My brain was trying to shut straight down.
Right.
With how much I was absorbing and learning at such a fast pace.
Right.
And it wasn't casual. It was life or death learning. You
had
had to
to
learn it, or else you're gonna end up with nothing but a bunch of debt trying to run a business.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah. So shout out to the entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So what you got going? You doing any shows? I know you was going crazy on shows for a while.
Yeah, I was. I did 1 year. I did 250 shows 1 year. That was almost
Good
every
God
day of the
Almighty,
damn week.
250 shows, y'all.
It was like a prime time for me though. I was hitting sometimes 2 or 3 shows on a Saturday alone.
Yeah.
But it was good money, you know.
Yeah.
I pull in anywhere from 250 to 400 a gig for myself and pay whoever else was playing with me.
Right.
And if I did 5 or 7 in a week, that was crazy. But the vocals started to mess with me, you know. My performance quality deteriorated from that amount of shows.
Got you.
And also, I couldn't write because I was so sucked dry from performing all the time. And I was like, damn, I couldn't write at all no more.
And people don't know that, like, that's why artists take breaks sometimes.
Absolutely.
Because like he said, he was straining on his voice. And then Joe playing the guitar and singing.
Hell yeah.
So he ain't just going, he ain't just the head singer of the band or when he does his thing. He's playing the guitar and singing. So, like, that's a lot of work coordination. You know what I mean? People don't just understand what it takes to do some shit like that.
Hell yeah. I mean, it took a lot of time.
And 250 shows.
Hell yeah. But let me tell you, when I got done with that year of music, I was so sharp.
Yeah.
I was so sharp, man. And the band was slapping.
Right.
I mean, everything. It got to where every song was so much muscle memory that our brain was completely free for creative expression while we were performing. We weren't thinking about, oh, where's the song going? What's the next chord? When is that punch?
Yeah.
When is that, climax in the song coming? We got to be ready for this bridge. Nah, all that shit was muscle memory.
Yeah,
so
it just got natural.
Next thing you know, we start hearing little nuances in the shit and leveling up our performance because we actually had time to hear and feel the production of the song instead of focus on how to play the song as a unit. And that's when shit really started to go up. Yeah. Because I already had badass musicians, right? I mean, they're bad to the bone.
They is.
And whenever it was just like, whenever they heard the song all the way through, all of a sudden it starts to change and look different. Probably because they get fucking bored, to be real. Yeah. But I was never mad at it.
Right. It worked.
Yeah. It made me problems, though, when I was reformatting the band. I was trying to find a few new musicians because, like John, my bass player, he got an internship with Dre Beats out in California. So he went out to Cali for a while. And then I was trying to get a new keyboard player and a new bass player. And they come in and I would tell them, learn the track, like the track. And they get mad at me. They're like, oh, I'm a musician. I got to have creative expression or I can't be in the band. I'm like, bro, we're going to get there. We're going to get to that point.
Trust the process.
Just learn the song all the way, like the track first.
Yeah.
And then you could color outside the lines.
Right.
If I like it.
Yeah. How does that work? How does somebody come into your establishment telling you how they want?
It didn't work.
It's not going to. It's not going to.
I said, all right, have a good one.
Right. Exactly.
I don't got time for that.
So newbies, don't do that shit. Don't come in trying to be the boss when you're not the boss,
Just
man.
Be patient, man, because all I needed to know is that they could lock in and play the style.
Right.
Because my style is unorthodox, right? So I don't really want to hear what you would play on my shit.
Right. I don't give a fuck.
I don't. I want it to be played the way I want it. And then from there, if you have an idea in rehearsal or something or do something cool at a gig, we can keep it.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo.
But first show me that you can lock in and just do what needs to be done.
And listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally agree. Yeah,
that killed me, man. I was like, damn. So basically, that's the first reason why we cut down on shows is I was using sub-musicians. And so I had some good musicians that I can use at any time, but they're not always available because they guns for hire. They're not in any one band. They probably, most of the time, they're a producer who, like, makes beats and is also a super talented musician, right? So I'll hit them up. And that's why I'm selective on my gigs now, because you can't get killers to go play at fucking Applebee's, right? You have to have a gig they want to come to.
That's right.
If I don't have a loyal band, which I still have some of my founding members, right? And they're always available, always ready to go. But I got to fill in those other pieces, because my sax player's, he in Florida right now. My bass player's in Cali right now. They're flying.
So everything got to make sense.
Yeah, they fly in for the big festivals. They fly in for, like later this year, we're going to do that locals only at the Bijou. And they're going to fly in for that.
Yeah.
Because it's the Bijou, you know?
It's the Bijou, yeah.
So basically, I had to come with a gig that I can call one of my guys that are, you know, a high-end musician, and they want to come play it.
Right.
You know, they're like,
right.
oh, that's a resume-boosting gig. I'm going to come play that. So I kind of snipe what I play, and, you know, I'll be doing 6 o'clock Swerve, which is a live radio performance at Barley's. I'll be doing the Bijou. I'm throwing my own show at the Open Chord day after Halloween. It's going to be a costume party, and it's going to be a fun time. You know how it gets over there with us. So just things like shows people want to come to, shows musicians want to play. And then outside of that, I take a lot of solo gigs for $500, $800.
Yeah.
And I'll do about 10 of those this year.
Yeah, definitely a fee.
Yeah, I don't leave the house now for when my money increased and my time created more income, my prices went up. Because it ain't worth leaving the house for no $250, no $300 for a 5-hour process. That's not my money.
Not no exposure, nothing.
Nah,
Motherfucker hit me up talking
it.
about, do I want to do a certain show? And was like, maybe a good exposure. I said, exposure for what? I don't give a damn. I don't want to be on no stage if it ain't no fee.
That's what just happened with my saxophone player. He's over in Florida, and he was messing with Dame Dash, which was cool. So he was like, dude, Dame Dash came to our show, and he brought the whole band back to his studio, and we're working. Then all of a sudden, 3 weeks later, they've been working every night in the studio, and ain't seen no money.
No money.
Then he was like, hold on a second. They did these shows, and then Dame finally cut him a check for, you know, $1,000 and some change for his time, and he was like, where's all the other money?
Right.
He was like, well, if you worried about that, then forget it. And he was like, all right, peace, sayonara. You know?
Yeah, motherfuckers still gotta eat, man. Motherfucker can't put their life on hold for no bullshit like
for
that.
Some exposure.
Yeah,
you know?
Exposure.
Yeah,
and you done been doing it forever.
It better be the Super Bowl, damn it.
That's right. That's right.
Exposure.
Yeah, that's right. Because they ain't getting paid.
Nah.
The Super Bowl performance ain't getting paid. So yeah, Joe, it better be some shit like that.
Yeah, if I see the superstars that I see take the Super Bowl for exposure, then obviously it's a good move.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's clear as day on that one. So, I mean, there are exposure gigs that are worth it, but it got to be worth it. It can't be, it might be good exposure.
Right.
It better be factual good exposure, man.
And you know what's what.
Yeah.
You know what is and what ain't.
Absolutely. It's only a couple clicks away from finding out the history of an event, the general attendance of
the promoter.
Yeah, if somebody calls you and says, oh, we got this gig, here's this big name attached to it. And that happens a lot in hip-hop. When it's a hip-hop artist or somebody who had a career but not really no more, but they still have a name, and they throw in an event, and they charge all these locals to come play, but they also got to sell this many tickets and all this bullshit. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. Got to end the cycle.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to everybody that's just now tuning in to Mack in the Morning. Please share the page. Go to the TikTok, like the Mack in the Morning TikTok page, like the Mack in the Morning Facebook page. We on every day at Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 10 o'clock. Shout out to Matt Tyler, James, Jessica Janet. What up, Savage? Jen Henry, Moose Knuckle. What's going on? Jeremiah Mac Sweet. Kevin James, what up, Wobster? Jordan McIntyre, sorry if I got your name wrong. Morning, everybody. Sam, what's going on, my boy?
Yo.
What it do, Sam?
Man, I want to see this video, man. You got me excited to see you play.
Want to see this Josiah video?
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, run it.
Man, let's go ahead and play that thing.
All right.
This next song right here is called Relapse. Once again, check us out anywhere, any platform, Josiah Greater Good, and hear all this music at any time, any place. check yourself. Yeah, yeah. When you're talking to me, really I'm just trying to help. Yeah, yeah. There's a side of me you don't wanna see. Cause you can talk that cash, but if you check my past, you'll see I will make the money exchange. So you might wanna check yourself and not step out of your lane, cause I might up and have a relapse. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not messing around, now please don't make me have a relapse. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you do, then I'ma put you down. What's a man gotta do to have a boo and peace in this town? Please don't make me have a relapse. I'm not messing around. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Boy, you're talking like you got something to prove. Come on and tell me what's up with that attitude. Nah, nah, nah. You wanna try me, that's a fight you're about to lose. I got a crew, mine just pop up on the music, breaking all the moves. Now I've been trying to play it cool, you acting like a fool. If I snatch you at the shoes, what you about to do? If I have a relapse, hey, yeah. I'm not messing around, now please don't make me have a relapse. Yeah, yeah. If you do, then I'ma put you down. What's a man gotta do to have a room and peace in this town? Please don't make me have a relapse. Nah, nah, I'm not messing around. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Your Tesla is the place that you go to listen to audio. It's not like a compromise. It's like where you choose to go to listen to your audio.
Okay. Joe, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was,
fucking relapse.
Yeah, I wrote that song. I got banned from like 9 places at one time.
Yeah.
For scrapping, you know.
Yeah. And, I heard you was known to jump off the stage and fight.
a good handful of times, but basically, what happened was these venues was like, man, we really want to have you back because you bring a crowd and you have a lit show, but like, you gotta stop the bullshit.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'll quit it.
Right.
And so I got unbanned from all these places and went back through booking them again.
Yeah.
And then motherfuckers kept on trying me, and I wrote this whole song about it, like.
About to flip.
But I'm trying to turn over a new page, and y'all keep on fucking around and they're about to find out, you know?
Yeah.
So, it was a good time, though. It just came with the territory at that time in my life. So, but I like that song because to me it let that energy out into the atmosphere without me having to get in no trouble. But I could like say my piece on the stage about, you know, my mentality and how I am, and kind of just fire that warning shot. And Cause I mean, it was insane out here, man.
Yeah,
It was crazy because when I was up there playing and stuff, you know, you get a lot of attention from the ladies and you get a lot of attention from just all type of different folk.
For
and
sure.
there's always haters, right?
Yeah, yeah. They gonna be there.
When you're in a setting like where I was at, it was a little tough because the Knoxville live music scene was kind of like hippie, peace, love, and I'm kind of not.
And you brought the edge.
Yeah, I was an athlete and a Marine, and I didn't really fit into their value system and their views.
Yeah.
And so
You don't give a fuck.
people who was trolling me, they was expecting to do it safe and,
Yeah.
and not have no problems. And
Yeah,
then when it
yeah.
came out to be the other way, it was always a surprise for me. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, I had grown men grab my cheeks. You know, I'm at the bar talking to somebody and
Yeah.
they try to come and,
Yeah.
and discredit me.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like pillow talking or something,
Yeah,
but like in
yeah,
person and
yeah.
discredit me as a man and show that there was more alpha than me or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, grab my cheeks and so there it
Bitch,
went. It
don't
went
touch
up.
me.
It went up.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
me and my guys threw him out the pub and
Right.
then they waited for me to try to get me after the gig, but
Yeah.
I seen him. So I came out by myself. I was like, y'all waiting on me.
Yeah.
And there was just 3 of them dudes. And I was like, you waiting on me? Then everybody started coming out
Yeah.
of the bar. And they were like, oh, hell no. And they got out of there.
Yeah.
It was
Right,
hilarious,
right.
dude.
Showtime.
I was like, yeah, I didn't think so, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why people always talk crazy online. And they're like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to come to your show. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea. I
Yeah.
actually have people at my fucking shows. I
Yeah.
know that's a weird concept for some of y'all, but
Yeah.
that's not the place.
Say that's not the
You better
place.
catch me at the grocery store.
Right. It still might not work out well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Good time.
Shout out to everybody tuning in. Moose Knuckle says that boy snapping on God. James says Frank Cedric killing it. Frank, shout out to my boy Frank Cedric. June says love Josiah Atchley. Brittany says Mr. Josiah, sir, you woke me up this morning. Hell yeah, that shit was fire.
James said it
Moose
was
Knuckle says, oh,
challenging.
I wasn't expecting that. They wasn't expecting that. They like it, man. They fucking with it. That was lit. Let's see. Eric Jr. says, damn good. Shout out to Boopy. Matt Davenport, what up, Godly Promotions? James on here. What up, James? Got to say some personal experience. It was a challenge booking Josiah in the greater good, but not impossible. I know that's right. Brittany says, Knoxville music scene is full of nothing but haters. They want to see you make it, but not more than them. For real, I hate it. Yeah, it's been like that for a long time.
It's
but
that
the
everywhere,
good
though.
always overcomes the best ones. The best ones stay on top and keep
right.
pushing. Like their spot never gets taken. They might like get off the scene for a second to go do something else, but the grace is here to stay. I know I am. You know what I mean?
I'll never quit.
Yeah.
And everything I drop is still gonna be fire. Ain't nothing else
Every
you can
time
do about that.
Every time. Whenever you feel like it.
Yep.
Whenever you fucking feel like it. Daniel Hubble says, man, we rolled deep back then. Joe is the truth. Hell yeah.
What's up, Dan?
Hell yeah.
Hey, Dan was my hitter for a little while.
Yeah. Justin Sullivan Brown, Jake Brown's brother, just Josiah, my boy. What up, Justin? Justin be on all the damn shows. I be seeing Justin on the motherfucking court shows and shit. He be cutting the fuck up.
With his mama.
Yeah, with his moms. They be cutting the fuck up. It's talent all around this motherfucker. Shout out to Justin. Patrick Phillips. What up, Phillips Electric? Salute. If you fucking with us right now, get us some salutes and black hearts, man. Josiah
Golden?
Atchley, the guest. Golden, what's going on? Howie DeWitt, what's going on? Jerm Webby, what's going on?
And for all y'all who aren't buying a beat off of Golden almost every month at least, you're tripping. You're tripping, man. He's got Knoxville friendly pricing and industry quality sound. So y'all are tripping. Y'all need to make sure you get with him.
Yep. Shout out to Golden Styles. Shout out to Golden. So what's next? What's coming up?
Well, like I said, I got them shows on the books, and I got a few more songs that are about ready to release, and then I got that whole other project that I just tracked that's sent off for production. I'm waiting on that, and then really, my kids are getting older. Financial situation keeps improving, so it's just going to be an increase in the attention and time and resources I can put into my music.
Yeah.
So it'll definitely be coming back up with the frequency of me getting out and playing again, because it's hard to travel and play gigs, right?
Right.
When you got a baby and 2 toddlers and a 5 or 6 year old, but now my youngest is a toddler, everybody else is 5 and 6 and 9,
Right.
So at that point, it gets easier for me to leave and go do something and not be worried about the house or my wife being overwhelmed or overworked,
Yeah.
So basically it opening up for me to start pursuing some other opportunities because I could only farm Knoxville for gigs so much. Right. And then you overexpose yourself. You kill your own crowd. You reduce your own fan base attention because you're in the same place doing the same thing too often.
I had that happen.
So
I know exactly what that means.
I did cut back whenever I was at peak hotness in Knoxville, and I had gotten all these really good resume boosting gigs and opportunities from what I did here.
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much cut all my Knoxville gigging down to maybe 5 or 8 band shows a year. At most. Even if. And I focused on Chattanooga, Atlanta, Charlotte, anywhere that's a decent music town. You know? I even did Johnson City. They have some good venues out there and a good college campus. So that was a good place to hit too. And I went to Cincinnati a little bit and all type of different places like that. But so basically I'm going to try to get back to my regional shit and playing here in Knoxville 4 or 5 times a year for my folk, you know? And I had to take a hiatus from that. And honestly, the main reason why I ended up taking a hiatus is because of COVID in the first place. Even when I had my kids, I was too hot to put it down. It was not going to happen. And then when COVID happened, it shut down all the venues that were doing, especially if it wasn't a bar venue, which, as you know, I transitioned out of those. So I was mainly playing ticketed events and listening rooms and actual venues. And COVID shut those all the way down. They don't, you know, they were done. And whenever they opened back up, all the staff had changed because all them people that was there that I built a relationship with and that knew me, they had to go get jobs somewhere else where they could make money. And whenever it opened back up, a lot of them didn't come back. They just hired new folk. And so then there was like, nobody knew who I was no more. It had been 2 years since anybody had been allowed to play. And so they're like, oh yeah, just, you know, come back and play these little fucking rooms that you already did when you was young with nothing to lose and nothing to work for. And I was like, I am not doing that again with a bunch of grown-ass men. We're not getting in no damn van and playing for $500, $600. It's never going to happen again. Period.
What, so, 8 people in the group, 7 people in the group?
6 to 7, depending on how much production we are going to bring and what the money is, right? So we would do like back-to-backs in Savannah or back-to-backs in Atlanta, things like that. And the money altogether, like, would have to at least be $2,000 or more just to even go the trip with a room and everything else. So,
quick question. Do y'all bring your own equipment?
Hell yeah, most of the time.
Drums and all?
In the beginning, when we was playing where we could get in. When we started playing those other rooms, they all have sound guys there and built-in sound equipment, which made it way easier. Right? But also the money could be more hit and miss because it is attendance-based type deals. You know what I mean? But it's a whole process to get to that point, and I wasn't going to repeat it. But now with the internet and TikTok and going live and all this other stuff, you can reach communities without going there and working on the entry-level venues, right? So also you can do collaborations and all type of different things to get your numbers looking pretty. And also how you professionally present yourself is going to go a long ways. So obviously if you've been in the music industry and you know what it's about, you're going to be able to present yourself properly. And honestly, you're going to be in a smaller percentage of people who do that, and that sticks out to a booking agent. If you send them a hot sheet, if you send them a stage plot, if you send them an input list, if you send them all that shit, then they're like, okay, these guys aren't scrubs. They know what they're talking about. Their videos look good. Their songs sound nice. Their numbers look
can't short y'all.
They've never been in this town before. Who fucking cares? Let's bring them through. You know what I mean? So it's all about a 360-degree approach. So it's hard to maintain that and juggle other professions and family when you didn't get to a level where you had a whole team built before everything shut down because of the pandemic. When you didn't get there, and then you're still just doing it all yourself, but now your life responsibilities have tripled and quadrupled, you know? And so that's why before I put myself out there in a bad light, I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna shrink back for a year or so and do a little this, a little that, not completely exit. But I'm not gonna go make a push until I can make a push.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't make sense to, try to push too many balls up a hill at one time.
Nah.
You can't do it.
Nah.
So you got to focus. You have to recognize and know when you need to focus on something else in your life if you want to keep it all. Because a lot of people can't be in the music industry and keep a family or keep a career. You know what I mean? But I have an obligation to do all those things. You know?
Yeah. A lot of people sacrifice shit. I had to sacrifice shit.
Hell yeah! Now
I sacrifice shit.
If I was a different man and I just never prioritized my family or didn't prioritize making sure my kids was good and my household was going up, then I probably could have made it to a place where I'm still just doing music right now and on tour and playing, but I wouldn't have what I have.
That's what I'm saying.
And I had to decide which one was more important to me.
Yeah.
And I also had to look and see that there are several artists who have successfully
done it that way. Right. Well, not to mention you good enough, your music good enough, and your music has been strong enough that the stars aligned again. The way it was supposed to, and you're going to be able to jump back out there and like, you ain't miss a beat.
Absolutely.
And now you know everything.
And
you're much smarter.
I'm way smarter, especially like what's so crazy about it is being a full-time musician and only having musical income. I had to learn how to do my taxes, track my mileage, claim assets to make my money work, right? Because it was all tax-free, but Uncle Sam's still knocking on the door, right?
Yeah.
So I learned about all types of business aspects like taxes and paying 1099 labor to my musicians and writing off the money I pay them. And also, I learned a lot about marketing. A ton about branding, selling merchandise and how money goes in and then more money comes back if you do it right.
Yeah.
And all that translated into when I opened my business, I had a leg up. I already had an understanding of all that side of it, right? And then what's even crazier is after going into full-time entrepreneurship, the shit I learned about running a business translates back into my music like 2 times.
Right.
And now when I go work, I'm so much more of a professional than when I was
move a whole lot different.
Oh, absolutely. Like before, I had a reputation of absolutely never ever starting my show on time. And I was like, I'm a rock star.
Right.
Basically. And
Right.
some people would get so fucking mad.
Yeah.
They would get so angry and they would just dog me. And they would be pissy with me when I show up and I would just leave. I would be like, all right, we ain't doing no damn
Give a
show.
fuck. They're here to see me.
I'm a prima donna, damn it, I'm out.
Yeah.
And I would leave and all this, that, and the other. Now as a businessman, it's like, okay, I can see how unprofessionalism can affect people who are human beings,
right,
who have families, and this is what they do, and they want to be a professional at it. And I'm making them look bad to their folk.
Right. Because as a businessman now, how would you feel when people are late?
I don't like an entitled motherfucker when I'm doing my business.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I ain't working with you no more,
Yeah.
man. So that gave me some perspective and a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit more, I guess, compassion or human interest or like just awareness of other people involved in the equation. Whereas before I had tunnel vision.
Yeah. We tend to do that as artists, just see what we see.
Yeah, but I see the impact that I carry now. It's a lot more maximized. It was always fun to stand on business and to carry myself in a very dramatic way. That was a lot of fun. It got me a lot of attention. It burnt a lot of bridges. It alienated a lot of folk.
Yeah.
So all in all, it didn't stop me from doing what I was doing, but looking back at it more maturely, and after some self-growth, I could see where what I did in those years would have carried me without doing nothing 2 times farther had I not ever been that kind of guy.
Right.
At the time, though, when I look at it, it's like, would I have done anything different? Honestly, like, it's hard to say that I would because people was really stepping on my toes in a way that I didn't appreciate, and just my mannerisms would not have been no different at that age. There's no way I could have been more mature. It's just not possible.
Right.
So it was just my journey. So I try not to, like, you know, tell young folk, I don't like to preach at them. I'm like,
right.
You need to do what you feel
until
you feel like that's different, you know? And because that's how you're going to own your lessons and
learn.
Yeah, exactly.
Get better.
If you're just doing what somebody else told you, you're always going to have that self-doubt. You're always going to have that thought, this is what I really wanted to do and I didn't. And now I don't know how it would have panned out if I did.
Right.
So it's like, you know, get your own consciousness, develop your own vision of reality and walk in it. And you don't really gotta apologize.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's kind of my view on it.
I can dig that. Where can they find the music?
Man,
like, where's the music?
Everything. Josiah and the Greater Good on all platforms, and I am going to drop solo platforms soon for some of these projects that just aren't in the band vein, you know, and.
You already have a page. I told you to go claim it.
I know. I'm working towards that. And other than that, and it's just Josiah and the Greater Good still. And I'm dropping a couple more songs under that tag this year from that last project that I ain't got wrapped up yet. They're about to come out. And then I'm going to drop a solo project. And then me and the band, we're going to go back old school for the next one and go. But now that we have resources, we're going to go lock into a studio. Not for one night for 5 hours, and then next week we come back for one night for 5 hours, and nobody even remembers what the hell we was doing last week.
Right.
We're gonna go in a straight line,
and
produce from zero at least 5 to 7 songs and drop another project.
Right.
I'm super excited to do that, and also from being in the music industry now 10 plus years, it's like my connections are just always improving.
Right.
So it's like gonna be a whole different experience with a whole another level of engineers and mastering guys and musicians than what I'm even used to.
Right.
So I'm super excited to be a actual like player in the game. Before I was a young talented guy that everybody propped up to make sure I had what I need to have a chance.
Yeah.
Now I can go get it for myself and I can maximize whatever it is.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be the first time in my life that I've been playing from an advantageous position.
Right.
So because I was always, you know, check to check, week to week.
Yeah. On the hustle.
Having to do all type of other shit like fix mowers and risk a little bit of jail time and this, that, and the other thing. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So it's nice to not have no looking over my shoulder, not having to hustle and flip cars and mowers to make things work. You know, I just got it.
Yeah.
So it's what's up.
Yeah,
you know?
It's a great feeling. Feeling.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who's watching, man. Salt Dog, Linda Washington, what's up, cuzzo? Frank Shedrick, what it do, my boy? Rika, what it do? Nishi, love you.
Level Wisdom, you better chill.
Slew says, I got a crazy feature with Josiah.
Hell yeah, he nailed that shit on Dope Story. Go
Good
check
song.
that one out. Yeah, that's fire.
Lonzo Butler, what up, Zoe? Tony Bucks, what it do?
Zoe, you gotta get the word out to Jake Paul, man. He's fighting all these scrubs, dude. You would look way better for him to beat, and I don't think he would.
Say Zoe knock Jake Paul out.
He's got to get it out there. He's got to make himself look like a come up.
Make that move, big
and
boy.
Then just drop the guys and do his work.
Make that move. Black Tape Paper, what it do, Pape? Eugene Chandler says, Josiah, my dude, very talented brother.
Now Chandler is a talented one, man. He got a crazy voice.
Big boy can sing.
He got a crazy. I used to go out to their studio on Chapman Highway.
Yeah,
back when he had one out there, and he would always play me some tracks that he was working on, and they sound so big every damn time.
Yeah.
He got a crazy voice.
Big Yella got that voice, fool. Yeah. Carla, what's going on? James Gotti said, dude is hard working and has a dream. Make it happen. I know that's right. So like, so you got the Josiah, you got the singles coming out. Is there any more entrepreneur like things you're gonna be venturing on? Any more businesses?
Well, we got the sub shop that me and my old lady opened up with her dad. So that's a pretty cool story because her dad's worked in restaurants for like 30-something years, and she's worked in them since being of working age.
Yeah,
and it basically just came together. Opportunity came together for us to get into a building, and I went out there and remodeled it and built the countertop the kitchen and all this shit, and painted it, and then we did the marketing for it. Me and my wife did all the marketing and branding, like the name and the concept, right? And I was actually against the concept in the beginning, but my wife overruled me. And so then I just was like bought into it, and I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna market this concept, here's how I would do it. And that's what we did, and it worked great.
Right.
So now we just opened up a second one in Gatlinburg. So we got two, one in Sevierville and one in Gatlinburg. And then we're gonna do a third one in Knoxville, and we're probably gonna put another one somewhere in South Knoxville. But all that's happening. Hometown Heroes subs, if you're out in Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg doing tourist shit or going to Soaky Mountain or whatever, pop in.
That's where the bread is.
It's a good eat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The money that comes through that place is insane. Insane amount of money out there.
In the top 5 travel resorts in America.
Yeah, Nashville's the fastest growing city. And as you can see, over the last 2 years, if you got your eyes open and you're paying attention, the Coliseum was dead. Thompson Bowling Arena was dead. And now we got some of the hottest artists in the game right now coming through Knoxville. Not just one.
It's back popping.
It used to
It's
be
hot.
maybe one a year would come through.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Justin Timberlake this year. We got Jelly Roll this year. We got
Nelly, Ashanti.
Yeah, there's been never ending line of A-list artists that are coming through Knoxville now.
Yep.
So we're picking back up, and it's really because our collegiate sports are so hot too. You got to shout out to them dudes for what they're doing.
Right.
Every time the volunteers are hot, and right now we're hot in every damn sport.
Right.
It's good for everybody, man.
Right.
Everybody wins.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Man, I had some of the best times during Dobbs' tenure because at that time I was on the strip performing all the time. And it was so lit. And that's when I got hooked up with Dobbs and them because we just saw him at Hannah's when we was about to play. And I was like, we about to get on that boy. So anyway, my manager went over there and was like, yo, you got to click up with Josiah, you know?
Yeah.
And Dobbs, man, he's so humble. He's so down to earth. You would never think it, but he was like, okay.
Yeah.
And that was that.
Say whatever.
And then I took him and Kelly, the running back Kelly, took him out around town to all the spots where I was, cool with. And we all drank for free all night everywhere and had a great time. And then some of the guys came out to the shows and they would tweet about it. Oh, we're going out to catch Josiah and all that shit. And it was just great marketing material because everybody in Tennessee is like occultic when it comes to Tennessee football.
Yeah.
So that was one of them out-of-the-box marketing things we did that worked well. And that was before there was NIL, so you just had to be cool enough.
Yeah.
Or not play by the rules, which you can't ever, You can't be doing that.
Right.
Or talking about it if you did do it or nothing like that. So nowadays, like if you're an up-and-coming musician and you got a budget, spend it on an athlete, motherfucker. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Get them to tweet out your song. Get them to post you on
influencer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going to carry for you, I promise. As long as you don't suck and you just have money, which seems to be the case a lot of times.
A lot of
bad artists have a budget, man.
Yep.
A lot of good ones are too lazy because they think they're talented and somebody's going to hand it to them.
That ain't going to happen.
They'd be better off if they just grind. So, yeah, NIL is going to change the game for somebody who has a little bit of bread and is thinking outside the box.
Right.
So.
Chop says, good stuff, Mac. What up, DK Jr.? What it do? Jordan says, this podcast dope as fuck, by the way, Mac. Salute to you, my God. Thank you. Paul Walsh, stay humble. Tony Slew says, best artist interview so far this round of Mack in the Morning. Thank you. Appreciate that, Slew. They like him. They fucking with Josiah.
Hell yeah.
June says, real mother lover is one of my favorites, Josiah, and now it's a good time to bring that back alive, my guy.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Yep. Frank says, yes, sir, fire. Paul Walsh, Black Hearts. Tony Slew says, Frank. Man, everybody on here tuning in, they fucking with it. They is fucking with it. We got one together. Shit,
we got a couple of them.
We got Goats that you got me on, man. I love getting on song. Goats. It was a nice little versatile song. I love the vibe.
That one, man.
I was feeling it.
I had to.
Yeah,
you nailed it. It didn't take no time. I sent it, you sent it back, and I was like, yeah, that's it.
I was feeling it, and then shit, you on country shit with me and Jelly Roll.
Hell yeah.
So and we got some animated videos coming to that.
That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember that studio session. Man, I was smoking so much at the time.
Yeah.
And I about died up in that motherfucker, dude. You about killed me that
And
day.
still sang the hell out
And
of
I was
it.
like, man, I'm supposed to go in here and sing, and these are never ending.
Yeah.
Never ending rotation.
Yeah.
And you had somebody on the couch just keeping them rolling. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna have to tap out here in a second, or else I ain't gonna get out of here.
Shout out to everybody watching Mack in the Morning, man. Y'all share the page, go to the TikTok, like the page, share the page. Joe, where all can they find you at? Your social media networks, where can they find you?
I'm on Instagram, TikTok. I'm on Twitter, but really just to watch the bullshit. I don't do nothing on that. And then Facebook, you know, band pages. I got a band Instagram, Josiah the Greater Good band on all platforms as well. I'm more active on my individual ones right now. Just Josiah Atchley on all them things.
Yeah.
And what you talking about, Zoe? You know I used to kill you in the Cumberland Estates every Wednesday.
Got 5 minutes, Mr. Mack.
All right, let's play let's play country shit.
Play that shit.
Yeah, let's play country shit with me, Josiah, and Jelly Roll. You played the guitar on it and you sang the chorus.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. X beats on the track. Let's go out with that thing. Let them hear that country shit. That is the single that we got spinning right now. Also, it's on all platforms. Josiah is on all platforms. I'm featured on that Goats with him. You heard the song earlier, Relapse. Go check all his videos out on YouTube. Man, I appreciate you coming through, bro.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. Love to everybody that come up to Mack in the Morning. Man, keep this shit popping. Share this shit, like this shit.